Let's get started with the warm-up. We're either starting on our back or seated. And for today, I guess we'll start seated. We're going to breathe. Pilates is all about the breath. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling out through the mouth. So it's a forceful exhalation out through pursed lips. Inhale and exhale. You don't want to keep your head turned to look at the screen. See if you can keep the alignments neutral, staring straight ahead. Inhale through the nose, exhale out through the mouth. If you'd like to lengthen your spine on the inhale, you can. And then exhale, create a little curvature as you relax. Abdominals draw in. Inhale and exhale. You're creating movements not just in your rib cage, but also in your spine. As I inhale, my rib cage lifts. And as I exhale, my abdominals draw in. Go ahead and roll down. So inhale and exhale, draw the abs in and roll down one vertebra at a time. Keeping your feet flat on the floor, knees bent, hip distance apart. Now we're going to keep breathing. Inhale through the nose, chest rises. Exhale, abdominals flatten. Inhale and exhale. Our spine naturally has a curve in the lower back. So there should be a small space that you could, if you wanted to, you could slide your hands right underneath. On the next exhale, we're going to imprint that lower back. So that space disappears and I'm not able to slide my hand underneath anymore. Inhale, space appears. Exhale, space disappears. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, imprint. We're going to predominantly be in an imprinted spine throughout this Pilates practice. Now I'm going to imprint and I'm going to lift one leg at a time to tabletop position. Oh, the black curtains in my black leggings. Okay, so we're going to tap it out. Exhale, right foot reaches towards the floor. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left foot. Doesn't really matter as long as you're alternating and you're breathing. Maintain the imprint as one of the legs starts to lower. This is our warm-up for the hip joint, but it requires abdominal stability. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. My knees stay at 90 degrees. I'm not straightening my leg, nor am I bending it. If you'd like to lower both legs simultaneously, feel free. You can continue to alternate. If you choose to use both legs lowering, don't feel obligated to go all the way to the ground. You want to make sure there's no strain in the lower back. Abs stay nice and stable. And again, no arching of the back off the mat. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Yeah, last time. Lower your legs slowly and the feet will come to rest on the mats. You can keep your feet where they are, hip distance apart. You can slide them a little close to your butt. We're going to roll up into our shoulder bridge. And you may find it feels better to have your feet closer to the butt. Your feet are still hip distance apart though. Exhale, slowly lower down. Articulating through the spine. Inhale, lift your tailbone up, and then roll through one vertebra at a time. Good. Lengthen at the top. Shoulders, hips, knees, straight line. And then on the exhale, you slowly roll down, an inch at a time. And imagine there's a pencil underneath your butt, right between your butt cheeks, and you're going to engage the butt to lift that pencil up. Good. Don't drop the pencil. We're inhaling. We're still squeezing the glutes. Exhale as you lower. You don't want to drop the pencil. So you're still engaging your glutes until you safely put that pencil back down on the ground. Let's try it one more time. Oftentimes we engage the glutes on the way up, but we start to relax it on the way down. We want to try to remind ourselves to keep the glute engagement until the butt is on the ground. Keep squeezing the butt. And we're down. Good. Practice abdominis warm up. Inhale. Exhale, lift head, neck, and shoulders. Inhale, hold. Exhale, down. Learning how to breathe through contraction. Inhale. Exhale. We're contracted. Inhale. We're still contracted. And exhale, lower back down. Inhale. Exhale. I'm looking at my knees. Inhale, hold. Exhale, relax. So you do want a slight tuck in the chin. Good. Keep going. Just gonna make sure there's no issues here. It's perfectly fine that everyone has their videos off, but I need just one person to have their video on so I know that people are still with me. Yes, it's going to be clear. All right, thanks. Okay. We're going to go into our hundreds. This is very typical of a Pilates warm-up. Hundreds is pumping our arms 100 times. You can have your feet here, in tabletop, legs straight, and on the diagonal. And for today's version, we've been doing several weeks of Pilates. If you're new to Pilates, feel free to keep the feet down or knees bent. But I'm going to change my feet position throughout the hundreds. So we're going to be pumping our arms 100 times, but the leg position will change. I'm going to start in tabletop. Lift the head, neck, and shoulders. Exhale, and start to reach. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 10. Inhale. Exhale. 20. Inhale. Stay imprinted. Exhale. 30. Inhale. Exhale. 40. Inhale. You want to straighten those legs. Straighten those legs. 50. Inhale. Exhale. 60. Inhale. Exhale. 70. Lowering the legs on the diagonal. Exhale. 80. Inhale. Exhale. 90. Last 10. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Hug those knees in. Relax. Spine warm up. Always starting with forearm assist. From fingertips to elbows, I press firmly into the floor. And I keep my chin tucked, keep my head and neck aligned with my spine. Good. It's all about the neck alignment. Here we can pick up a little apple or a small egg. You don't want to crush that apple or the egg with our chin. So you want to have some space, but you don't want to drop the apple or egg by having too much space. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. You can put as much pressure as you like into those forearms. So if you put a lot of pressure, you might not feel any spine work. So let the spine do some of the work and then give yourself assistance as needed. For now, we're going to keep the tops of the feet on the mats so we can focus on the spine. This is an arch in the back, and if it does bother your spine in any way, don't feel obligated to lift very high. Simply lifting an inch off the floor engages those muscles. You don't need a lot of heights. All right, do a couple more. And then just use your hands and push yourself up. And find that spine stretch. This is called shell stretch. It's like you're creating a shell, a round shell over a beach ball. If you ever feel any pain in the back, this is a good stretch to do. Okay, we're going to be seated on our butt. We're going to go halfway back. Use your arms as sort of a counterbalance. Exhale, lean back. Inhale, come forward. So we did this sort of in the first breathing exercise we did to start the class. But instead of just rounding the spine, we're actually rounding the spine and going halfway back. You should feel your abdominals pretty intensely here as you lean halfway back, stopping about where the tops of your pants are. Exhale, shoulders, noticing if they're shrugged up or staying relaxed. We want them to stay relaxed. Anchor those toes to the ground. We're trying not to let the feet pop up. I'm going to add a little leg lift. So as we roll back, all stays the same. As we come up, I'm going to straighten the leg. Not lifting it super high, I'm just straightening it. If it needs to go a little lower, that's fine. Rebend it. Exhale, go back. Inhale as you sit up. Straighten the other leg. Now, it is very difficult to go fully straight with the spine and vertical when you're straightening the leg. Don't worry about that. Focus on keeping the abs engaged. Engage these quads. Exhale. Inhale. One more on each side. And then we're going to find balance on our tailbone. Good. So not only are we engaging our quad, but you might feel the hamstring stretch too. Good. Stay right here. Grab behind your legs, so here are my hamstrings. Find balance on your tailbone. Slowly straighten the one leg. Yes, I'm straightening the right. And you're doing this slowly so that you don't disturb your balance. Exhale to straighten and lengthen. If your foot's cramping, feel free to flex the foot and reach out through your heel. Exhale, reach. Inhale, bend. So if we're taking snapshots and pictures of ourselves, everything is still, and the only thing that's changing is what's below the knees. From knees above through here, trying to keep still. Now, if you'd like to try straightening both legs, you can. Don't feel obligated to go all the way straight. And it's helpful to have your feet come apart, so it's like a V. Yeah. Yeah, let's do about 3 more. Keep drawing the abs in. There's a curvature in your lower back. That's called spine flexion. You want the curve, so your abdominals are tight. Yeah, last one. Good. You can take your feet back down, straighten out on the mats. For the full roll up, I'm going to flex my feet just to give my foot some variety. So we're not always pointed throughout class. It also helps me anchor the heels down to the ground. So this is the full roll up, biceps by the ears. You can inhale, arms to the ceiling. Arms are actively reaching. Exhale, the active arms reach and pull your head, shoulders, spine, and everything else off the mat. Stretch forward. Inhale here. Place your spine down, one vertebra at a time. Exhale. Good. If you get stuck, which does happen, there's a couple options you can do. One, you can lift your leg. Inhale, arms, head, shoulders, and sort of kick your leg out, and that will give you a little bit of momentum boost. And you're just going to alternate which leg you lift up. Another option, which I'm going to show you, is inhale, arms, head, shoulders, to grab under your hamstring and use your arms. Just get you through that little stuck place. Good, I'm going to change up my arm position on the way down. So on the way up, inhale, exhale. Remember, Pilates, you want to use your limbs to change up the work felt in your abs. So your arms are normally here, you can pick here, or vertical, and then anchoring those heels on the mat, active legs, you roll down with control. Of course, you have the option of keeping your arms vertical as you come up, but you'll notice how challenging that is. So find the challenging position for you. So Pilates is all about what you want to do and what you can do. You want it to be challenging but doable. You don't want to feel any strain. So on the way up, you can reach your arms forward. Yep. On the way down, since you're not coming up against gravity, but you're resisting gravity, you can change your arm position. All options. All right, why don't you finish on the one you're on and then meet me back on the mats. So once you've finished in the full roll up and you're back down on the mats, we're gonna do leg circles. So I usually start with the bottom leg bent because it gives me more range of motion. But if you have quite a lot of hamstring flexibility and you're able to keep both legs mostly straight, you can straighten the bottom leg. What happens is sometimes when we straighten the bottom leg, it forces a bend in the top leg, and then you won't recruit as much muscles if the top leg, circling leg, isn't straight. So here we go, circling across the midline, out to the side. You want to keep the leg very tight, quadriceps engaged. Inhale at the top of the circle, exhale at the bottom. Your first few circles might be just a test of how big you want to make it while still feeling stable through the abs. Now, if my circle is so big, my whole body tilts, then I'm not able to stabilize. You want to find the biggest circle you can make with your hip range of motion without your body shifting. Okay. Slow and quads constantly engaged. Last time in this direction, let's reverse. We're just going to show you a different angle here. Reversing direction, it's going out. Going across the midline, out to the side. Again, if I go too far to the side and my body shifts, that's not good. And also, you want to watch that your other knee doesn't open up and counterbalance the movement. You want your abdominals to be recruited and stabilizing your body. Once you start to understand your body and how it works in terms of using it as resistance, you can also make exercises easier, right? Now you can counterbalance everything. All right, hug that knee in. Rotate the ankle. If you're ever sitting still at a desk or at home, at a desk, I guess, a good thing to do is while you're sitting is make ankle circles, because we just get stiff everywhere if you don't feel like standing up. All right, see the other side. Inhale at the top, exhale at the bottom. And the other thing you can do right at your desk, right by sitting in a chair, keep circling. If you're sitting like this, you just straighten the leg and bend it. Straighten the leg and bend it. And you're basically straightening your leg up against resistance. Those are two things you can do. I used to do that on airplanes, but I can do that because I'm really short. But if you have long legs or tall, you cannot straighten your legs without hitting the front seat. Good. Try not to rush through these circles. Imagine you could win this race by being the slowest. So you gotta go extra slow. All right, let's reverse direction. It doesn't matter which direction you started in. We're inhaling at the top. We're exhaling at the bottom. Nothing moves in our body except for this one leg circling in the hip socket. Feel free to use your hands for stability. And again, this bottom leg can be straight if you wanted it to be. All right, one more time. All right, good. Hug that knee in. We're going to circle both legs now. This is going to be a little more challenging because it's both legs. So you're not going to go as big of a circle, okay? So maybe now this is the size of maybe a 12-inch plate. I'm going to just circle 5 times in each direction. Inhale at the top. Exhale at the bottom. So showing you here. I don't know if this helps. So before we had our legs circling really far, but with both legs, our pelvis will completely lift off the mat. You still want to make the biggest circle you can make that's challenging to you. And when I say circle, it's a very, don't worry about the shape. Like if you want to make it more oval, you want to lower it a little closer to the floor. It's a very narrow, what we call like a cylinder kind of shape. Or a till shape, you can. Do one more in this direction. And reverse. So yeah, circle, it does not mean it has to be a perfect circle. If your foot's cramping, feel free to draw the circle, reaching out through your heel. Do 2 more in the second direction. Again, finding the challenge that works for you. It's okay to have a little bend in the knee too. Okay. Hug those knees in. Those ankles. Our knees are in, so we're going to start the single leg stretch. Doesn't matter which leg you stretch out first. Exhale, reach the other one out. Inhale, exhale. So I'm inhaling as my leg switches, and I'm exhaling to squeeze and hold. Inhaling, exhaling. Head, neck, and shoulders can come up. Head, neck, and shoulders can be down. Up to you. The pace is dictated by your breath. Don't force yourself to breathe faster so you can move faster though. Now instead of pulling the knee in, I want you to push the knee away. Push. 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 Create that isometric resistance. As your knee is pulling in, you're pushing it out. So that's recruiting more abdominals every time. Good. Let's help our neck a little bit. Hands behind the head. Add the rotation. Both shoulder blades stay off the ground. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Just hold that twist for a little bit. Let your exhale have time to get out. Maybe 2 seconds. Keep those elbows nice and wide. All right, legs to tabletop. Now, if you have space in your house, when you reach arms open, you can actually circle it down to the side and then return to the outside of the knees. So again, reaching arms and legs away from each other at any angle you want. And then hold the legs still as the arms circle around, and then finally pull the knee in. All right, the other option is you go open and close. So here is where it's less work because our knees are over the hips. And then when we reach arms and limbs away from each other, that increases the work felt in the abs. All right, let's do about 8 of these. Exhale, reach. Inhale, around and return. Exhale, reach. Usually if the arms come to about where the ears are, that's a good position. If your head is on the ground, you can still go to your ears. And then your legs can go as low as you like. Arms and leg angles do not have to match. Good. Last one. Reach, slow circle, and done. Good. Legs straight, hamstrings, scissors. Let's do it really slowly today. So these are all basic Pilates exercises, and I'm just putting a little variation on it. So there's a nice hamstring stretch, and I'm holding it for a while. And then switch, hold. Good. So your abs should still be engaged. Head can be down. So here's the challenge that I'm going to give you. Do one more switch. So back to your first leg. We're here. We're going to let it go. We're going to reach. I'm going to return to the leg. Switch. Inhale. Exhale. Reach. A little more lift. Inhale. Return. Notice that when you're holding your leg, you're giving your abs some support. When you let go, crunch a little bit, that's when the work really hits your abs. Scissor here. Reach, crunch. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Reach. Inhale. Switch. Last time. Finish on the second leg here. Crunch. Legs together. Bend and relax. All right, I think our abs need a break, but our body doesn't need a break. Our spine doesn't need a break, so we're gonna work our spine. Take the hands down by the hips. So this is called breaststroke. If you were in the water, you would take your hands and you glide them up along your body and you reach it forward. I haven't lifted anything yet. Now when I circle the arms back is when I lift the head, neck, and shoulders, the chest, without looking up. I'm going to lower and reach forward again. Good. I don't know if you can hear me when I talk into the mats. And just keep my head turned here, my arms reach forward. And again, that breaststroke. Like when you're swimming, you're basically grabbing that water and using that to propel yourself forward. And as you do, you lift your chest and head for a breath. This also allows full range of motion in our shoulders. So great for the shoulder girdle. Good. And exhale here. Inhale here. So just as if you were in water, when you dive down, you're exhaling in the water. Inhale, get your head out of the water. Inhale to lift. A couple more. And last one. Good. Push yourself up into that shell stretch, please. Whew. I have no idea what time it is. That's what happens whenever I teach Pilates. Okay. All right, so we're stretching. And we're now facing the mats, right? So we're going to do a plank. I'm going to give you some options here. If you are on your elbows, you're going to keep your legs down, be like this, shoulders over the elbows, option to drop the knees or lift the hips higher. And then I'm going to show a plank version on the wrist with a bit of leg pulls. So if you want to do the leg pulls, you're going to have to be on your wrist because there's no space under your body if you're on your elbows. I'm taking one leg and I'm pulling the knee in towards the chest. So I'm not pulling it towards either elbow, I'm pulling it straight forward. Good. Instead of just thinking of, I'm lifting a leg off the ground and moving the knee towards my arms or chest, think about recruiting your abdominals even more in pulling. I'm pulling my knees in. I'm reaching the heel back down. Pulling the knees in, reaching the heel out, and then down. Exhale, inhale. My butt stays very still. My arms stay strong. It's a very tight and stable plank. Pull in, reach that heel out and back. One more on each side. Good. You can shake that out. Okay, we're going to do some rolls. Rolling like a ball is exactly what it sounds like. A ball is round, so we must create roundness in our spine. Now the trick to doing this so that you feel it is that you don't move your legs. So if you look at my body, I can either hold my shin here. Oh, didn't make it back up. It's okay if you don't make it back up because that's when you feel your abs the most. If you pull your hamstrings, that's fine. But what I'm trying to avoid seeing is this. where your legs kick out, because that gives you all the momentum you need to bypass your abs to sit back up. Here's the other thing I don't want to see because it takes away the work. See, watch my knees in my chest here. Pull it in. Good. So this pulling in and out also takes away from the abdominal work. So whatever your hip angle is, whatever your knee angle is, hold, hold. Try to be very still. And then what's working? Your abs. So your spine rounds. And it rounds again when you crunch up. So think abdominals, deepen into the curve, and then deepen into the curve again. Bring your shoulders toward your knees, not your knees toward your shoulders. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. If you're doing this, again, if you don't make it up, it's fine, because you'll feel your abs. But if you're doing this and you don't feel anything, then you can start on the ground like this. Start with the crunch. 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 Keep crunching until you create enough, just enough momentum with your abdominals that you make it up. Okay, so that's the basic of that exercise, which does lead into the teaser. So let me show you. Rock back. Here. Straighten. Bend. Rock back. Each rock back is a crunch. It's 95% abs and just that 5% momentum. And the reason why you need a little bit of momentum is because if you were at a dead stop, let's say I didn't keep my spine round, I can't get back up, right? So you do need just a little bit of momentum. And then the fun thing here, let me just show you from a little angle, is that when you roll, sometimes you want to fall, but if you extend your legs, you can decelerate. So inhale, exhale, decelerate. Inhale, exhale. Good. Rolling like a ball is one of those things that when I teach it, it's very simple in concepts in terms of describing it, but it's quite a challenge to get the move so that you really recur your abs. So then we do teasers. As if our abs aren't tired enough. We start here. Similar muscles though. I like to teach the rolling like a ball into the teaser. So similar muscles. We have our arms by the ears to start. Arms, head, shoulders. So give yourself just enough momentum to roll yourself up. You can't get up here. So what are we going to do? Extend the legs and crunch at the same time. It's just enough momentum. You can pull the knees back in to find your balance. If you kept your legs straight, maybe you'll fall. Maybe it's a lot of work to stay right there. It's up to you whether you want to keep the legs straight. On the reverse, extend the legs, control the roll down of the spine. You want to extend the legs first, because if you don't, you'll just fall back. I'll show you that right now. Arms, head, shoulders. What's next? Just enough momentum to bend here. And again, if I don't extend my legs, if I pull my knees in, and I start to roll back, I just fall back, which is similar to what was happening in rolling like a ball. Okay, here we go. Let's do 3 more teasers. Inhale, arms, head, shoulders, legs and spine. Find your balance, inhale. Exhale, legs and spine. Return to starts. Add some arm variation. Inhale, arms, head, shoulders, legs and spine. Good. Inhale. Should arms go up? Why not? Let's try it. Exhale, legs and spine. And we're down. Last one. Inhale, arms. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. If your legs stay straight, then you can just stay straight as you roll down again. Good. Okay. I know your abs are tired. And we are going to do something to counteract that. But before we do, I'm going to do a little bit of outer thigh stuff. Not too much. Feel free to roll up your mat if you need extra cushioning under your knees. I like to come to the front edge of my mat so it ensures that I'm moving in the same plane, the plane where the mat is. Okay, which way should we tilt? Doesn't really matter. So my hand is on the edge, my knee is on the edge, my hip is on the edge, abs, spine, everything right against this imaginary wall. Extend the leg. Lift and lower, keeping the kneecaps and toes facing forward. Now every other week I'll do the sideline leg series. It just takes up a lot of time. But doesn't mean we can't do a little bit of outer thigh work here and there. Exhale, lift. Now make sure the kneecap and toes face forward so you're not externally rotated. Targeting here. Now pulse it for 8. Lift it high. 7, 6, 5. Keep it parallel. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Other side. So I'll do 8 slow full range lifts. Actually, I don't know how many I did on that side. We're going to do 8 of them, and then we'll pulse for 8. Lift and lower. That's 1. Nice and slow. 2. Either flex the heel out there or point the toes. I'm only reaching up because it helps give me lift through the shoulder versus me kind of just sort of sunken down here. 4 more. Watch that you're not piking back. We're still hips forward. 3, 2, all the way up, all the way down. Now we're going to lift up, leg parallel, pulse for 8, 7. Pulsing is not necessarily faster. Pulse just means the range of motion is really small. So it should feel a lot more intense. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ugh. Whew. So just one more exercise on either side. This one is going to be a kick forward. Now what happens a lot of times is as we kick forward, our whole butt drops back. Right? So we're kind of doing this whole pike motion. What you want to do is keep everything still and reach the leg forward, which recruits those abdominals because your whole body wants to counterbalance by going back. Okay. We're aiming to keep it about parallel, but it's okay if it's a lower. Kick forward. So here's the plane, and there's like a piñata right there. And you're going to hit that piñata with your feet. But as you hit that piñata, you don't want your butt to fall back. Keep your butt where it is. Swing forward. You can swing your leg a little bit behind too, that's fine. It's all abdominal recruitment here as the leg goes forward and back. Last 2. Good. Other side. So if you notice the trend, it's kind of like everything is still except for one limb. So your entire body, arms, bottom leg is stabilizing. The only leg that's moving in the hip socket joint is your top leg. You can swing it as far forward and as far back as you'd like, as long as the rest of your body doesn't move. Good, just keep alternating that breath. Exhale forward, inhale back. Do 4 more. Trying to keep it at the same height. I know my leg is all over the place. Trying to keep it at the same height. 2. And 1. Good. Oof. All right. You can lay on your stomach again. Let's get off our knees. Just in with some spine work. The spine work is all about posture, so good to do. Resistance. So I'm going to stack my hands under my forehead. Once I lift up, I'm going to reach it out to a Y or a T. So whichever is more comfortable for your shoulders. Y is slightly ahead. A little more work for the spine. Return it to your forehead and down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Inhale, return. Exhale, lower. The challenge is keeping the chest up at the same height while your arms are moving. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Inhale, return to forehead. Exhale, lower. In, out, in, out. Breath in, breath out as the arms go out. Breath in as the hand return. Okay, do a couple more. And then go back into your stretch. And now we're actually going to do a little more thorough stretch. So with your wrists underneath the shoulders and your knees under the hips. Without bending or straining the arms, round the spine. Tuck your tailbone under, lower your head, relax. Continue to breathe. And then do the opposite. So lift your tailbone, lift your chest. You don't need to intentionally strain your neck too much by looking up. You just want your eye gaze to probably be 2 feet ahead of your fingers. Good. Take your spine through the rainbow and a smile a couple more times at your own pace. Just getting full range of motion of your spine, which includes your head and neck and includes your pelvis. So that's why it's really important we work on our pelvis during Pilates, because it's so closely connected to our spine. Good. Just a few extra stretches here. So we do already stretch and strength. Do stretch and strength throughout Pilates. That includes the quadricep engagement and hamstring stretch. Hamstring is probably one of the tightest things on our bodies, so I generally like to do a hamstring stretch at the end of Pilates. Option to do this with your legs, both of them out. If you happen to have a yoga block at home, you can sit on a yoga block. You can also tuck one leg in. All right, last week I think I tucked one leg in, so I'm gonna try it this way. Take your left hand, here's our right leg, reach it across. Whatever you can grab, doesn't have to be your toes. Try to grab the outside. So you're aiming for your pinky toe, the outer edge blade of your foot, if you can get there. The ankle bone, the outside ankle bone. And then once you grab that, you can bend your arms a little bit. It just deepens the stretch. Good. Not only are we getting our spine here, a little bit of spine rotation, we're getting our obliques, and you should feel it in your inner thighs. And the hamstrings in the back. Let's try the other side. Your right arm. So when you're going to the stretch, instead of just kind of collapsing into it, try to like lengthen and reach. Grab the outside of your foot, leg, and then if it's accessible to you, to bend your elbows and pull yourself deeper into the stretch. But you know what you're feeling, so you don't need to go too deep if you're already feeling enough. Sometimes it's hard to do Pilates if you just have been sitting all day. You may find that it's helpful to take a walk or march in place for 5 to 10 minutes to get the blood flowing in your body, increase the body temperature a little bit, and then you'll find that you're a little more flexible when you start to do Pilates. Let's do an inhale here. Thinking about good posture without elevating the shoulders, and then bringing it down. Thank you very much. This has nothing to do with Pilates. This is just how I like to thank everyone.